Welcome back for this update. Once again, I'm working with some Osborn kits, the highway guardrails, and also picnic tables. Do a little bit more for the scenery details. So let's put some of these together. One more of the Osborn products we have is the highway guardrails. And here you get 440 scale feet of N-gauge guardrails. In their package they give you a template. This is going to be the actual guardrail material to go down there, and these will be the supports that hold the guardrails on. So I'm going to actually build some of these, and we'll see how they look once they're finished up. I took all the guardrail material and I painted it while it was in the form. I think I used a slate gray and just a little bit of a touch of some silver in it, trying to get a galvanized look of it. And we've got one done up here. I realized it's going to take probably two and maybe a little bit of a touch up after that, a third coat. So with just the one coat on there, I'm going to go ahead and put that in the jig and use the posts, put a touch of CA on it, and press those into position one at a time, and we'll see it. These holes down here at the bottom, they're actually to lay on your layout, and that's where you can actually use a nail or a pin to punch through, and then these posts will actually, that's where they'll sink down into your layout. If you're using foam, if you're using wood, you're going to mark them and run a drill down through them. So I'll put a few posts on and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, I finished putting the posts on the railing. And I also found putting a business card, a piece of cardstock or something underneath the other side, just to get enough pressure to hold this flat while you're applying the CA glue, or white glue will work too. You just have to wait longer. But anyway, we do have this one completed, and there is the finished product. Although I'm still going to put another coat of light gray on there, simulate galvanized, and I'll probably also touch these posts up and make those look a little bit better. And here we have the guardrail with its final coat on it. I touched up the post, put a little brown, deeper brown color on those, and touched up the guardrail area itself. So now we'll put this on the layout. I'd like to take a look at the Osborn Model Kits picnic tables. In this you'll get a set of 6. Laser cut, and here's your picnic tables, and you also get a jig to put this together with. The instructions, fairly clear. So to place a picnic table in the slot here, and then take the legs, put a dab of CA or white glue, either one, onto these, and then apply the bench work. So we'll see how that comes out. Alrighty, well, we got the instructions back out here again, and it basically says to place a tabletop in the jig with the etch lines facing down, and put a dab of glue on, and once the glue is dry, we haven't gotten there yet, put a dab of glue on the tabletop and then slide the legs into the jig. Well, okay, we'll give that a shot here real quick, and one of the problems is that I can take the tabletop, if I can pick it up, the tabletop, and by the way, you'll probably have to have a sanding block, and I noticed I had to just sand the sides off just slightly, but with the edges down, we will place that in the jig, and then we'll take the legs, which I have one here, and the problem is that the holes, the slot is cut too long. If they would have made them a little bit, quite a bit shorter, this would have fit in there. So, looking at this problem, that slot there is the same width as what the where your seating sits on the legs there is the same size that fits into there. Okay, here I've put the legs, just set them in. The problem is that the seat doesn't quite fit there. If we had a few more thousandths, that seat would fit down into there. So I'm going to add a little bit of a shim on the bottom here. I think I'll just use a piece of cardstock, and that will let those go down a little bit farther, hold them in place, and we can put the tabletop on the top of this. Okay, I've taken some cardstock and glued it on here. Oh, I'd say it's 10 or 15 thousandths, somewhere in there. Now when I put the table leg down in there, where the seats mount on, just fit there evenly, and we'll hold it up straight. I can sit that down, put the other side in. We'll put some CA glue on there, and then put the tabletop on. Okay, come on, tweezers. Probably need the other type. Come back here. Okay, and we'll put the picnic table there, and then center everything up. And we'll let that set up, and then we'll put the park bench pieces on. Okay, I've removed the table from the jig, and that's set up very nicely. So now all we have to do is put the boards on for the benches. Going to use a little bit of CA glue, and put just a little dab out on the ends of it. And we'll get the trusty tweezers out. I'm going to give this a light wash of brown once I get it fully assembled. So we'll take this and excuse the hands, kind of center it up, put it on the end of the legs. Move that out just a little bit. Maybe move this one in just a touch. And we're going to leave it like that. I'll finish up the other one, and we'll put a couple of them on the layout, see how it looks. Okay, here's the guardrail in place next to the road. And I will swing over to where the park benches are. This is going to be a little park area. So I've got a couple of park benches in there, picnic tables. I have to get some people sitting around it. and get some trees and shrubs, and we'll be all set for a picnic. Okay, that kind of brings this one to a close. Hopefully I've given you a few tips on putting these kits together. Wanted to mention that both RS Laser and Osborne, these kits also come in HO's scale, so it's not just for the N scale guys. Anyway, one quick question, cars, N scale cars. I've got lots of trucks and semis and on my layout, but I have a hard time finding cars. You have a good website to go to, or a company that makes some good 60s, 70s, 80s, that era of vehicles. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully we'll see you back here next time, and you have a very good day.